How's it going, everybody? Just hold on a sec, we're getting in there. Now, we're live, cool. How's it going, everybody? How's it going Instagram? How's it going Facebook? And how's it going YouTube? Lads, oh my god, talk about stunning weather out there. I hope everybody is well. And I hope that your enthusiasm is up there. Now, I have to say, mine hasn't been for the last couple of days. This sort of weather, it's gorgeous, but it does zap me, and I was feeling a bit low, but looking forward to doing this with ye. So just give me one sec while I flick something over here, and there we go. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, well, I have been starting. I've been starting getting the textures in on this face. To do that, what I did was I took a photograph of my own face. Let me see. I'll show you here. Now this is the opposite side, but you can see that. That's me. Now I obviously do not look like Samuel Beckett, but the principles are the same with the direction of skin texture. And what I've noticed with that is that these wrinkles come down from the ear, and they come down nearly to the jaw, around here, as well as the wrinkles come down from here and they're going in that direction towards the jaw, in this an angle like that there. But there's a few funny things happening up here. I need to clean this up, but it swoops around. That is the skin texture I'm talking about, and it swoops around here and then swoops down to the corner of the jaw. So I had already done the texture on this, but the texture on it, it didn't look right. It looked a bit odd, and so that's why I got some more reference. And the reference that I got was well, I used myself. So I'll move this over so you can see what I'm doing. So I just need to. I'm working on this side for a wee while. I've worked on the other side enough. I've cleaned that up and threw it up, and I was working at this just before I came on and putting some skin texture in. What I'm going to do is skin texture around here today. I was working on the eye as well, getting that up and threw it up. So lads, I'd say we're not going to have a lot of people today, seeing as it's nearly 23 degrees out there. It's absolutely fabulous. It's an absolutely fantastic day today. And I have to say, it's nice that there's a little bit of a breeze, because oh my god, I was dying yesterday with no breeze at all. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm looking at reference, and the reference is actually me, and the skin texture swoops around here, and then it swoops down towards the corner of a bit here, between here and here. I can see it over on the reference that I have over there. Hi Mayor, got you first. So with doing this type of skin detail at this scale, I would normally use I'd use a pore tool. I'm going to put pores in here, but I just want to get some skin texture in here as well first. To get the pores in, I use a pore tool. To get the wrinkles in, I would use it's like a rake, and the prongs stick out the directions, and you drag it around. Another one I would use would be what's it called, dog brush. But on this scale, because it's so big, can't use that. So I have to put all the texture in myself. Now the thing is, don't forget, you can get into a direction, but the direction is not necessarily right. So I have to keep an eye on that. It swoops down from here, and looking at that, it swoops across like that, and then it's coming down roughly. It's coming in this direction here, but there is it's like eddies and flows in when you're watching a river. So keep an eye on it, and in the nature of doing any of this sort of stuff, if you sort of switch off your brain, which we tend to do after a wee while of doing this type of stuff, it's going to go wrong, and you need to pay attention to the patterns. Same with hair punching, same with anything that really that we're trying to do hyper realistic stuff. There are patterns to what we do. Well, patterns in nature, and you have to keep an eye on them, because if you get them wrong, people looking at it are going, I'm not sure what is wrong, but something is wrong. So keep an eye on the patterns. You just want, as I go, I'm seeing dings and shallow bits. I haven't not really spent much time over on this side. I've spent more time on the other side. That's the problem with this fella being so big. What's the story, Shane? How are we? So I don't know about you lads, but I am going straight out into the garden after this. It is absolutely fabulous out there, and my quarry is slowly and surely becoming a garden, and I can fully understand why Connemara is full of stone walls, because you have to bloody put it somewhere. So I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's keeping active, keeping the brain active. I have to say, for the last couple of days I've been a bit of a fog, but I know what I'm like when weather, like today it's beautiful but there's a breeze, whereas I've been walking around the house going, oh my god, I don't know what to do. And our house is extremely well insulated, so it does hold the heat, so we have windows open left, right and centre. How's it going, Aidan? So I am going to get onto the texture. I just see some things that I just want to fill while I see them. Now, I want to hop back onto this. So what I was doing, it was working around the eye before I came on, and I'm just getting in the skin texture. And with this scale, I suppose you could use stamps. I don't particularly use stamps. I used to use stamps, but I'm getting everything in all detailed with tools. Now, for people who don't know, this here is what we call it a stipple sponge. In makeup you would use it for bruising. It's fantastic for sculpting with, and all it is filtration sponge from an aquarium, from a fish aquarium. You get in pet shops, but you can buy it from all the sculpting places. But what I do is I buy it in massive sheets, and it doesn't cost. Well, it costs a lot for the sheet. It's not Ben Hackett. How's it going? I buy it in big sheets. It's quite expensive to buy in the sheet, but then I've bought that sheet. Oh, I don't know how long ago, a good few years ago. I'm still working off it. Now with this texture and trying to get in here, I am going in the direction. With the sponge, I'll be rolling off the wrinkles on top of themselves, and then I will try and get gravity going down. Always try and get gravity going down. So how are we all today? I'm just going to clean this up while I am here. No, I'm not going to go in here, but it's a little bit, it's distracting me. It's a little bit cruddy, as said, I haven't spent much time over this side. I've spent more time over the other side, and it does need a bit of attention up here. That's okay. I'm just going to smooth this off. So has anybody been in the water? I see Galway was in trouble. I think it was yesterday. They shut loads of beaches down because everybody was on the beach, and there was no way there was social distancing down on those beaches, I tell you that. Now there are a few lines in here, like there's one coming down here. That line there is actually a hairline. I'm going to keep that in for a wee while. So what are people working on? Are people actually mental like me inside on a day like today doing stuff like this? And everybody should be outside in the beautiful sun. In pores I do little divots. You see people with a sort of round ball on the end of the tool, and they're dipping in and out. At this scale you can't really do that. You have to take a little gouge out of it. Yeah, well, a few tons of gravel, and there might not be beaches in the north of Kildare, but there's loads here, and they've been closed. Yeah, as soon as I finish here, I'm going out into the garden, and I will be hawking stone all over the place, making walls. I tell you, granite is very deceptively feckin' heavy. This is the stage that everybody always wants to get to, and they're always rushing to get to it. Whereas you want to make sure that the form is right first before you end up trying to do anything like this. Because ultimately, if you do this on crap form, well, everything looks crap. So spend the time on the form. And there's an element that you will do one type of texture, then you build on top of that with another texture, and then you build on top of that with another texture. Well, that's nice. You're building a path to your workshop. Cool. Jesus, I'd love to be able to be building a path to my workshop, where the one that doesn't exist. But sometime. Jamie Murphy, what's the story? Aoife, how are you? On the reference, faces do weird things when it comes to wrinkles. Because our faces are like we're talking, we have expressions, and moving all over the place. Wrinkles will go from one place to another place, and there is a pattern, yes, but they also follow crescents and folds of expressions, and sometimes they're not what you expect them to be. Just keep an eye on the direction. I have the reference over in front of me. There is a flow to the direction of skin, so keep an eye on it. Now I know wrinkles will possibly shove it off into a different direction, but there is a flow to it. So get that in, that's what makes it really, really nice and real. Really, really nice and real. Like on my phone yesterday, it said it was 20 degrees. There is no flipping way there was 20 degrees here yesterday. It was way, way, way more. It was unbelievable. Felt like my dog with my tongue hanging out all the time. It was that hot. So there's, when I'm doing this type of stuff, I'll see something in the reference and I go, oh, that's not there. So I'll put it in. Cool, put it in. But the worst thing you could do is not look at the reference. You know, you get into a sculpt and you keep on going, and you forget about the reference. Never ever forget about the reference. And this here needs to join up to this here. And there's a bit of a bulge. It's a bloody good thing. Well, I suppose some people might not think so, but it's fantastic that we're not all stuck in our houses, that we actually can get outside. Imagine in this weather. My God, you'd be dying. When I see something in the reference, when I'm looking for something else, and like is there a plan? Yeah, there is a plan, but I'll see something and then it'll bring, take my attention off in that direction. Is that wrong? I don't think so. Now ultimately, I'm doing wrinkles here, so they're going to eventually go up in here. So if that's not right, then there's absolutely no point in me doing wrinkles there, because I'm going to eventually look at it and say, well, the form isn't right there, so I need to correct the form, then I do the wrinkles, so that's why I'm doing this now. I have to say, this evening, what I would love to do is, there is a beautiful beach at the end of my road. My road sort of goes up in the hills, and then the road goes down across the main road and then down onto the towards the beach. And there's very few people, if anybody, that actually goes like that. If anybody there, and it'd be bloody freezing, but it'd be nice and cool. If they've got questions while I'm doing this, I can, well, I can sort of, I think I can, double task. I got a question last Wednesday? That threw me, but I do think I had an answer. I can't remember who it was actually. Creating a puppet. Now there are quick ways of doing this with, but not necessarily at this scale. I suppose the tool I normally use, I could make a bigger version of it, but I never thought of doing that. Well, I like doing it this way. like the way I do it. It's like you create two lines, there's a line, and then go in between the two, and make one go longer than I'll do it again. Go, and then this one comes out of that one. Now, that won't do every skin texture, but it works for this one at this scale. Now you'll always see me do that. I'll always go down. This I'm rolling over the actual the wrinkle, but I always go down gradually. Oh, did anybody out there? When I was a kid, I was obsessed, and I suppose I probably still am, with space flight. And you've got SpaceX, and you have NASA, and it was it didn't actually take off in the end, but it was aborted because of the wind conditions. But it's the first time in, I think it's 9 to 10 years, that they are doing manned. Am I right in saying that? Commercially manned space flight. I think I'm right in saying that. And they're going up to the anyway, it doesn't matter, it's cool. And it's at 8:30 tonight. So, and what we were told, I'm not sure about this now, but the Astronomy Ireland were saying that we would see it over Ireland. So I don't know, 8:30 maybe. Well, it's taken off at 8:30, maybe at 9 o'clock. Look outside, you might see a spaceship going up. Cool. That Elon Musk, some boy. And like, what is amazing, absolutely, it's shocking, really. When you look at the spaceship, which looks cool, the interior of the spaceship, everything's touchscreen, and it looks like it's the Enterprise, not quite, but it's very futuristic looking. It looks fantastic. I remember in school, they show it to us all the time, the shuttles, and then the one where there was 7 people on it, and it blew up, and we were literally in school watching it, and it blew up right in front of us. Yeah, awesome. It's just mad stuff. Brilliant. Oh, is it the first one for America maybe in the last 10 years? Of course, there's others been up there, but the actual spaceship, it's one that it comes back. Everything comes back, which is absolutely, it's mind-boggling stuff. Mind-boggling stuff. And what's really cool, they have, it's I don't know, it's like. It's actually like watching a sci-fi film. The way the way they're commenting on it and all that sort of stuff. It's like history in the making, really. Fantastic. So, if you don't know anything about it, I think well, just Google SpaceX and NASA tonight, 8:30. Brought me back to my childhood. Myself and my son were watching it, and we were gutted that it couldn't take off. $20 that's what I thought. When it takes off from Florida, I think it's 8:30. So 20 minutes later, you'll see it flying through the sky. And today, it looks absolutely fabulous. So if there's a lot of virtually no cloud cover. Stick your head out at 20 past 8:30, lads, and you see a spaceship flying over. what's mad is they're going to be in that for I think 19 hours. 19 hours. Now there will be a stage that I'm going to have to do this methodically to make sure that everywhere gets everywhere gets texture. Because at the minute I'm just moving around the place. What I'd like to do is get this done today while I'm with you. I think that's possible. There's a bit of a ding in there. And it's really nice to be at this stage, and like well I flipping know anyway, that if you got to this stage, and you really get to this stage, like that you feel that the form is right, the symmetry is right, and we've talked about symmetry a lot here, that symmetry is a bitch. Oh my god, it's a nightmare. Sorry for my French. But to get to this stage, you know you've done a bucket load of work, so it's a lovely stage to be at. Now with wrinkles, well they're not fully wrinkles, that's more like skin texture. The wrinkles, I would be going over that, and I would be doing like little X's. But don't forget the direction of the skin texture. It does have a direction. Keep an eye on that. How's it going, Maeve? Now he has, and I've put it in. He has fairly big wrinkles, but some of these wrinkles, they're not that big. But in me putting them in, I've made them huge, and I've had to pare them back a little bit. And this is one, so it's right there. And so we're paring it back. Just do a little sausage. Put it in. And dry it back. I don't know if there are any 40ers here with me today. My heart goes out to you all, and it should be acknowledged. I was doing tutorials with 4th-year character makeup designers yesterday, and they were supposed to be doing the final year exhibition, not last night, the night before. So if there's anybody tuning in that should have had their exhibition, there was a lot of people thinking about you, and that's not the way it should have been. We should have been all celebrating, and someday, when the time is right and it's possible, we are going to bloody celebrate it and do a proper job. 4 years of hard work, don't forget that, and don't think I know it seems like a damp squib, that we weren't able to celebrate it, but we will. And another one there is too deep. Stephanie, how's it going? When I'm looking at it, the actual the reference, because it's black and white, and it looks like the wrinkles are deeper than they are. I don't think they are. I think it is the actual photograph, because when you do it as deep as that, it just doesn't look right. So that's why I'm just filling these in just a little bit as they go. So Stephanie, are you painting today or are you chillaxing today? Or are you, well, I assume you're not ferrying your kids around doing stuff. But, you never know. So around here, and if you don't know, it's a very aware what way directional skin goes. If you don't know that, there's a very easy way of figuring that out. You have one, or there's loads of people around you possibly that have one. Kids are doing nothing. I know. Yeah. Well, mine are outside. That's about it. But you have a face. There is loads of people around you. Take photographs of people. So observe. And when you I said this, I was talking about this on last Wednesday. When you start doing things like that, you'll actually start feeling or noticing yourself. You start looking at people and you're going, ooh, that's a nice wrinkle. No, don't tell them that. Well, I've been told that's offensive to say to people that they have nice wrinkles. But I don't mean it offensively. Especially if somebody's a turkey neck, don't say that. Turkey necks are cool though. My God, fantastic. You can lose it very easily. I don't mean going crazy. I mean the actual direction of everything. Go back to the reference. Are you painting at the minute, Stephanie? You definitely have something on in an exhibition somewhere. So I know I say it every week, lads, but I am grateful that people actually tune in. And sometimes actually people do ask questions about all sorts of weird stuff. And that's cool. Get your brain active trying to solve a problem. How would you do this? So, for people who are just joining, you're more than welcome. And what I'm doing is I'm working on the texture of the side of the face, and it's a nice stage to be at, and I'm just keeping an eye on the direction. And I am going to put pores in, but I want to get the base skin layer done, and then once that's done, I have already done, like the way I would talk about it is I've drawn in the wrinkles and like the big wrinkles, and it's after I get this done, then go over the big wrinkles again. cool stage to be at. And it's at this stage when you start doing these textures that you see really how deep something is, and if it's right or if it is wrong. And there's a few really deep wrinkles here. I'm just going to fill them a little bit, not too much. How do I fill them? Just a little bit of a sausage. So usually I always have a little bit of clay in my hand. Just have it, hold it there. Close that wrinkle there a little bit. And what will help with this sausage is that it will help it fall onto the next wrinkle. Here. A bit of burnishing. Cool. Are we all surviving the heat? I don't know about you, but I am not made for heat. I wilt. And last week, this is what was supposed to happen last week. Was I was supposed to be a wedding in France. Not France, sorry, Greece. And by God, it'd be hot over there. Jesus. Right. Don't know about you, but the way I sculpt sometimes, it's like I'm at afternoon tea, my little pinky goes out. That sound you're hearing is me dinged it. Put in some lines and wrinkle lines, and I want them to roll on top of each other. You hear it there, and that tick 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 tick. That's it, rolling the wrinkle on top of itself. So the lines here will come around the, can you see that? Yeah, temple. Around the temple, around here, and they come down, and they get really squished and narrowed here, and then they swoop around. These here are going, these lines here are going into roughly around the jaw, and they swoop down. And they're going down into that, roughly down into that jaw as well. So all of these will come down. I don't know if you can see that. Again, my reference for Beckett, I could not see that element of detail. I could not see the skin texture on it, so I had to get another reference, and I'm using myself for that. Yeah, give me, well, not cold weather. Gee, I do like a little bit of sun, but Jesus, yes, like I need some wind, or go to the beach and just get into the water. said I would roll over the wrinkle and then I'll always roll it down. Over the wrinkle and then down. Sometimes if you're not careful, the ends of these, you're using it that much that it comes off and embeds itself in the clay, and you go, what the hell is that black thing? That's what it is. It's the sponge. I think loads of people are out doing sort of DIY stuff, which is great. That's exactly what I'll be doing after I finish this. And what's fantastic with actually having the lives and committing to say I'm going to do a live every Wednesday, Saturday, if this fella gets done, because I get all sorts of distracted and do all sorts of different things. Whereas at least I know on a Wednesday, on a Saturday, I come in and do this. And eventually, he will get done. Now I've noticed a little bit of a problem with his neck. That's the muscles on his neck, and it's the muscles that come from around the back of the ear, and it's not that it's too far out here, but it doesn't come. You can't really. I think I need to gouge out. You probably can't. Well, you can just about see. I have to gouge out here, and it goes more into the sternum. How do I know that? Well, look at reference. How's it going, everybody? Eventually, well, hopefully not too long. Eventually, this Beckett, this epic Beckett, will be finished. I have a few other things that I want to actually do after this fella, and it's more in the lines of doing actual tutorials and having a bit of crack with Yedot. Like we did with Sculpt the Skull, so I need to get this out of the way so I can clear my head and we can do some fun together. Sometimes circular motions will help as well. It's a little bit aggressive, but you might want to be that little bit more aggressive in certain areas. Kathleen Walsh, what's the story? You're busy hopping at bowls. Mother of God. Your epoxy must be loving this weather. Or is it? I would have thought it would. Likes heat. If anybody doesn't know about Kathleen's bowls, go and have a look. They're absolutely stunning. Kathleen Walsh. I think it's KathleenWalsh.com, isn't it, Kathleen? I just built up this temple a little bit. What's going on there? This temple's just a little bit flat. How's it going there, everybody? So I'm building up this temple, and it's the nice thing of, like, I know that this is right, the form, and then working in the detail, and then as in its nature, I'm moving up in here, and I want to get this nice flow going in here of texture and wrinkles, but there's something wrong here, so I'll fix it, and then I'll be able to go from there and correct the flow. But that's the way I sort of like doing it. You see a little black thing down there, or the sponge again. Now I need a little bit of clay. Now, even though I thought I'd come in here and the clay would be warm enough to manipulate, it's not. And is it Rachel? How's it going? Tiffany, how are you? I thought with this weather in here that it would be soft. It's not soft at all. And thank you very much. I have a couple of windows open, so the flow of air through here has just made the clay hard. So I actually do have my oven on. This stuff that I use, Chavant clay. It's oil based, and it can be quite hard. Now this is medium. You can get hard. You can also get soft. I don't particularly like the soft because it is very soft. Now there are applications for it, all right, but I don't use it for sculpting. I would use the hard though for doing prototypes or something like that. Something where you need something to be really feckin' hard. Hiya Tiffany. All is good with me. Sure, why wouldn't it be? I'm doing this and the weather is savage outside. I hope everything's alright with you. And thank you. I'm glad you like the sculpt. Now I'm just building up this temple, and there's a wrinkle, and then a wrinkle, and then a wrinkle. They're like little islands in themselves, or sandbanks. So I'm just building them up, and I think the wrinkle on it just is the line on it. I think it's a little bit too deep, so I'm just going to fill it in a little bit, and you'll hear that tick 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 tick. That is me burnishing. I know it's not. I think it was shows if you comment on it, but that's not really what burnishing is. It actually is, in that I am smoothing the sculpt out, but I'm using the burnishing technique to fold over a wrinkle on top of the next wrinkle. Monster clay does soften in this weather to the point that you can do any detail work. Cool. I just find not that I dislike monster clay, it's just I never really get into it. I just, you know, when you start with something and then you just get into it and you really like the way it works, and I suppose that's what I've done with Chavant. So, rolling. So, where you will see me tonight, lads, is about, you can't do, what can't you do? You can't do Chavant. Where you'll see me tonight, lads, is I will probably have a well-earned bottle of beer, and I will be watching that rocket take off from on the TV, and then I'll be out on the outside seeing if I can see it. Like this here, I think needs to go up. Yeah, it's mad. I think that's what you're saying. I love Shavant. Some people don't like it. Some people love the monster clay, I suppose. But that'll be that life, spice of life, different. And now that this is needs to be prepared out. I'm working on this texture here, so I just want to. All the lines will be coming from here, and they'll be emulating and sort of going parallel to these lines. And when they go parallel, they'll be going across and around that skin texture. So it'll be going parallel to these lines, but they'll be following these lines. I think that makes sense. Makes sense in my head. Well, you can't do detail work with monster clay. I've never really gone into it that much with monster clay, so I really don't know. What do you call it? Plastiline. I find that very similar to Shavant. I've used that a lot. Well, mostly with stop motion, but you know, it's sculpting is sculpting. Henry Nichols, what's the story? I think that is really ready for me to hop on to the next bit of texture. What time are we? Oh, 8 minutes to go. It's just the heat that's causing that. I can just got loads. Oh. Yeah, well, doing something smaller than the Cyclops, like if, Mike, I think this fella's probably, is this fella bigger than the Cyclops? Your Cyclops was mad. Have you made any eyes recently? No, I haven't made any recently. And for this dude here, I got them made because I was literally, what, I want him to be absolutely savage. And like Tim or Timothy, whoever whatever you feel like, he's just the best. But no, I haven't made eyes recently, but it's something I really want to do more of. And the making the eyes, my issue at the minute, it isn't they're not wanting to. It's what it is the space that I'm in, that I'm in the playroom. Well, it's now a studio. If this situation continues on much more, I am actually going to have to make a workshop, because it does look like possibly that. Well, I actually don't know. But I'm just planning ahead, really. Possibly in the future, I might have to teach from here. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows, but I might have to set myself up here, which is not a bad thing, and I'll make some eyes then. You say mine's a wee bit bigger than the Cyclops. Maybe. Not much, I'd say. Your Cyclops is massive. But we're two mentlers doing fucking huge stuff. But that's the nice thing, is going from something massive and then going small. It's lovely. And what is that detail there? Okay. And if you get confused with the pattern of the skin texture, get reference. Have a look at the reference. You shouldn't be feeling that, oh, I don't know what's going on here. If you don't know what's going on, then you haven't looked at the reference. I think everybody will be, by the time all this crack is finished, be sick of me saying reference. Seriously important. Now this is it's a bit craggy. This is my oh, English. This is my first pass really of texture. I can still see the sculpting tools, so I'm just going to blend them out a bit. If you see sculpting tools, get rid of them, blend them out, because you will always see them. Always see them. Well, I fucking see them. I always see them underneath the detail. So Henry, if you're there, do you have an ETA of when you're actually thinking of coming over to Galway? I was wondering. I was thinking after you were speaking the last time that is that actually going to happen with all the madness that's happening here, or all over the world, really? So lads, we have 4 minutes left, and I think I'm nearly. Let's do this. So I'll get done what I said I was going to get done. I said I would get this text. Well, the first pass of texture done in the hour that I'm with you, and that would be nice to do. So again, as usual, lads, I can't tell you how much I appreciate. I'm very grateful that people turn up to look at these things, and it's nice that people comment, and it's nice to have a chat and just chill out for a wee while. People come on that I don't even know and they start chatting, which is lovely. So I think I'm right, and then that swoops up again. So Instagram, there's 2 minutes left. Let me see. Martin Scholar. I don't know who Martin is. I'll have to have a look at him. There's about 1 minute and 40 seconds left. I just want to say thank you very much, everybody, for turning up. I'm going to keep on going with him for a wee while, and what I want to do is get up onto the forehead and get that worked out as well. Get this all finished. But as I say, thank you very much for turning up. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. It's stunning out there. If you're near a beach, and as long as you can do social distancing, go for a swim. That's what I think I'm going to this evening. Go for a swim. So I'm very grateful that you have all turned up, and I will see you all next Wednesday for Feck with Beckett. So slán lads, and have a fantastic weekend. Bye bye Instagram, and there we go, and Facebook slán, and Amory Eaton slán. It's nice to see you there. Bye bye now, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. And YouTube, thank you all for joining in, and don't forget, if you like this, like it, comment and subscribe for more stuff. I'm going to be putting up some tutorials in the future in connection with Sculpt the Skull. We'll be doing them all, so subscribe, don't miss it. Bye bye now.